Traders, what's happening? Trick or treat? I hope everyone setting up to be a good Halloween. If you have little ones, wishing you the best tomorrow. Enjoy the time at it doesn't last. They grow up quick. So, I mean, I'm still in the process of a 4-year-old that is growing up and 8 months old that will grow up soon. So let's look in the market and see what's going on. I wanted to bring you a quick market recap and what I'm seeing in the market. Uh, you can see what happened on Friday, and obviously, from a long-term standpoint, market's very bullish and staying bullish. However, we got to take a look at we got to bring our attention to more in a micro time zone and hone into what's going on, what's happening in the moment. And in the moment, and I talked about in the room, I've been talking about other podcasts as well, and I've done an interview for the market summary as well, and I talked about there's one market that we all have to watch, and that is not the Qs, it's the IWM, because the broader market and a general market cannot move without the Russell 2000 performing. If it's not outperforming, at least performing at par. And right now that is not the case. So let's take a look at what's going on here. You can see the Q's right at the trend line, right sitting right at this trend line right here. Obviously we made new highs here on I think it was Tuesday. I think we made new highs, and then immediately we get rejected, and then we're sitting right at these trend line support. Obviously there's resistance right here. What was support became resistance, so making a very tough pattern. If you notice, I have a weekly chart that still shows us that, hey, you know what, this macro trend line is still intact until 110. That's happened to be the 200-day moving average. So when I'm doing my market analysis, I always have my weekly chart, and I'll always have my hourly chart. You can take a look at the hourly chart, and hourly chart is also showing some weakness here as well. Sitting right at support, we take out these lows. I think we head much lower. On spiders, take a look at spiders. Spiders, the big wedge pattern here on spiders, that was right over here, the big wedge pattern. And then once we broke this, this became a resistance for spider, and now it's a very choppy, sloppy pattern on the weekly chart. We're still bullish on the weekly chart as long as we're staying above this area. If we break this area, I think we can revisit 205 and at least 200-day moving average on the daily chart. But for now, the line in the sand is about 212. 212 gets taken out. Watch out below. I think we'll see a pretty good move and accelerated volume as well. So we're going to see acceleration volume as well. Now, the one and only Russell. Russell was also wedging here as well. So take a look at right here. So Russell's also wedging right here. And once this was broken and then we took out this support area, this is off to the races. We tried to move up, we couldn't. Big wide range bar, and now it's in a resting period with a nice volume, and the hourly chart is clearly telling us there's pressure to the downside. The weekly chart has broken intermediate support, and then looks like we're heading to about 116 area. 116 area will be right here. On the daily chart, there's some support at the 116 area. As you can see right over here, there is some support at 116 area. This is just the zone right here, demand zone, and I think we're settled somewhere on 114 on a Russell. Now, I did take a new long position over the weekend, and that was in Nugget, and I actually I'm I'm a little bit red in this position. I got in right over $13 with the stop right underneath this area, and I'm looking for about $18, because if this 15 take gets taken out, watch out below for the general market. When you look at what's showing weakness here, look at this IBB. Now this was holding so very well. I mean, 200-day moving average is kind of a trend line, and now you had a 3-bar pattern right here. It's breaking right here, and looks like we're gonna see this 250, 240 area. You can see the gold. Gold saw a little bit spike here, and that's where I like Nugget as long. TLT. If TLT takes out this area, this not going to bode well for the market. Oil starting to retrace a little bit. You've got energy sector that really doesn't know where to go. I mean, so far, very choppy energy sector. There's right here. Look at this right here. We got to take out 71 before anything can happen in the energy sector. You look at the financials. Financials showing a little bit of a strength here, but in order for financials to really show strength, it's got to take out the $20 area. Retail sector, finally got some momentum, but I think that was more of a short covering than anything else. Couple things that I do like. I like this FSLR, but FSLR is going to take out this area right here. It was a nice and a 3-bar pattern. It did trigger here, has pulled back, got a bottoming tail, maybe over 42. That looks pretty darn good here. Same thing with Solar City. Solar City above this looks very good. VMW is a swing candidate here. That looks absolutely phenomenal. Apple, I think slower. Apple, if this takes out 112 area, you're going to see a very nice move to 108 on Apple. Tesla, not looking very good. It was nice gap up that sold off, and that looks like we're gonna revisit 195. And if we take out 200-day moving average on the weekly chart, watch out below. So there are some names here that are starting to show some weakness. Now, in this environment, what can we do? We have a lot of earnings going on, and we gotta stay the course and listen. The road to success in trading has only one element of success that everyone struggles, including me in the beginning, and that is staying disciplined and understanding where the market is, what stage the market is. If you want to go long, the market has to be in a confirmed stage 2. In a stage 3 and a stage 1, it becomes a guessing game, and at that point, you have to understand the relative strength and relative weakness in the market. And we do that every day in the room at www.livetraders.com. So come check it out.